Let's take a look at an interesting way to UV unwrap using dynamics. I picked up this technique from James Wilmot about 3 years ago, and I thought we could take a look at it in this video. So I've got this head object that I want to unwrap, and we've got all kind of pieces of geometry that are on top of each other and things like that, especially in the ear area and the mouth, and even the nostrils. And so what we'll do is we'll use cloth dynamics, the cloth effects, to unwrap this. In order to do that, we're going to need to create a new morph target. So what I'm going to do is come over here and we'll just call this UV pull. And then we just need to start pulling edges, pulling the outlines. Okay, and I've got a seam back here, and we'll take advantage of that. So I'm going to grab these polys and go to select points so that I can get those points on the edge. And I'm just going to take them and pull them over here. Okay, and maybe size them up a bit like that. Okay, I'm just stretching them out. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So I'm just going to grab these polys, select points. I don't want the ones on the outside there, and I just want to pull these over here. I'm going to take this top one and put that straight up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start fanning these out a little bit. So put this one up here, this one up here, this one kind of in the center, and all I'm trying to do is somewhat fan these out like so. Okay, and I'm going to hit tab to go into polygonal mode, select these points and kind of line them up, grab these points, kind of line them up, and grab these points, and I'm just using the stretch tool for this. Okay, I want to grab the bottom of the neck here, stretch those down, maybe stretch them out a little bit, grab these points. I'm going to turn symmetry on. I kind of should have turned symmetry on from the beginning, but we're okay. This is going fairly fast. And I just need to grab, looks like this point, and pull that out. Okay, so now I'm going to straighten these up and straighten these up. And I'm kind of just making a square here and flatten these down. I'll go ahead and grab these and flatten these as well. Okay, so we're going to use this as our little map, except I am going to take all of these points and I'm going to squash those in the side view. Okay, just so they're all lined up. And while I have them selected, I'm going to come over to S and I'm going to make a new selection set called Fix that we can use with our dynamics. Okay, so I have my object ready to go. We're going to take advantage of the UV pull and the selection set that we made. I'm going to hit S for save, and I'm going to send this, I'm going to send it over to layout. So send object to layout, put this over here. Now before we go to dynamics, I'm going to come over to frame 5, P for properties, go over to the deform tab, morph mixer, and UV pull. I'm just going to pull that 100%. Okay, so we're taking advantage of that morph we just made. And our animation goes something like that. Okay, it doesn't even matter if it's over 5 frames or 1, we just need to pull it out. And now I'm going to go to P for Properties, Dynamics, Add Dynamics, Cloth, and those points that are kind of our border points, our edge points, we're going to put those as fix. We're going to fix those so they're not part of the dynamic calculation. And then we're just going to try and change some numbers here. For substructure, I'm going to try 100. I'm going to move over to the polygon size, and I'm going to try 25 just to shrink it up. That should help any overlapping geometry. And I'm going to go ahead and calculate and see what happens. Okay, and you can already kind of see it's starting to spread it out. It's actually kind of fun to watch. The overlapping geometry seems to be pulling away from itself, and we're just going to kind of let it rest into place. And just to cut down time on this recording, I'm going to cut it off and come back at the end, and we'll see what the last frame looks like. Okay, and if we scrub over to the last frame, we've got, I'm just going to take a sneak peek. We can see the mouth is doing pretty good, and no overlapping geometry on the ears, and those are the two areas. Well, that and the nostrils look fine, the eyes look fine. So we're in pretty good shape here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this down. This isn't really a UV map, but we can make it a UV map fairly fast. What I'm going to do is come over to File, Save, and I'm going to save Endomorph, and I'm going to call this UV head. Okay, and click OK. Save. I'm going to go to Save, Object Copy, and give it a new name. Come over here, Control O, grab the object that I just saved, go to my base, hit Tab. So I've got my my head that we started with, and I'm going to go over to the UV head that we made right here, and it's still not a UV map yet. So what I'll do is make it a UV map. So I'm going to go over to UV texture, and let's go ahead and flatten this first. So V, we can see that all the points aren't perfectly flat. They're close enough, but I'm just going to cram them on the 0 on the Z-axis. And then I'm just going to go to T for textured UV, new, call this head, planar. Let's do subpatch interpolation to subpatch, and then down the Z, create, and now we have our UV map. And if we zoom in, no overlapping geometry on the ears, mouth, nose, eyes. We're good to go. Now I'm going to want to tweak this as with as with any UV map. You're going to want to make some adjustments, but it's a pretty interesting way of unwrapping a head, and it was pretty harmless. We just need to fix the points that border the geometry, spread them out so that we actually pull it, and apply cloth dynamics, and we're pretty much good to go on this, and ready to start texturing.